Oh, hey people, what's going on? It is Wednesday the 15th, and I'm a little bleary-eyed because I had a rather interesting day and night, so I'm short on sleep, but I thought this would be fun to share. Right quick, yesterday, I believe, card, yes, Lucas. I believe Lucas is the person who gave me this Faust shirt. He just sent me his well-loved copy of the Jap Rock Sampler by Julian Cope and a lovely card and note. Thank you, Lucas. Thank you, people, everyone, so much. I'm going to enjoy reading this. It's going to be a slow read because Julian Cope is so nutty. And I get his mind. I understand his mind. So once I start reading it and I start to absorb the framework he's coming from, which is really intense, I like to take my time and let the pictures form in my head as I'm reading how he describes things. I am going to definitely be learning some stuff in here, but I do know quite a few of these artists already. I don't have their records for the obvious reason, but just looking through Masahiko Sato, Far Out, I've got some stuff by them, but there's other artists I want to hear, you know. Tokyo Kid Brothers, I've never heard. Karuna Kayao. Actually, as I'm looking at his author's top 50, I've heard a lot of these. I don't have them, but it's just been my ultimate obsession, music and the world of music. Brastburn, I have not heard them. It's going to be fun. Thank you, Lucas. And something else really wonderful happened yesterday. I still have the shirt on. If I don't forget, I'll do an edit of this and include the few pictures that were taken yesterday so you can see. But I have a good friend named Celeste Butler, who is a local artist and an amazing community activist for the black community. And we became aligned several years ago when it came to my attention how her amazing and beautiful artwork was being snubbed by the Omaha art community. I couldn't believe it, you know. So kind of went to battle for her a little bit, you know, because I just couldn't believe it. You know, she's amazing. She makes quilts. Anyway, she is friends with a lot of interesting people, and among them are Kimberly Davis and Nile Rodgers of Chic. And they played here last night opening for Cher. Now, when I caught wind that the concert was coming a few weeks ago, I just put it out there on Facebook. I said, I sure would like to meet Nile Rodgers. I come to hear from Celeste. I knew she had met him. I didn't know that she knew him. Or whether she actually knows Kimberly, the primary singer of Chic. She's been with Chic for 11, going on 12 years now. She's the one that belts the main songs, I Want Your Love and all that. Anyway, she saw what I read. I posted and said, let's make this happen. And she explained to me that she was intending to hook up with Kimberly while they were in town. And sure enough, it happened. Quick backstory is that Celeste went on some cruise that Chaka Khan, Chic, and some other bands were playing on. And the cruise ran into trouble. And consequently, just one thing led to the other, and Celeste became really close to Kim during this trip. You know, they finally made it to port, but Apparently the boat lost power and had to cruise into port from one. Very interesting story, okay? But so they bonded, and so when Celeste got a hold of Kim and said, you're coming in town, we got to hook it up. It was like, wow. So sure enough, about 3 in the afternoon, I go and meet Celeste. We go down a couple hours before their sound check. I get backstage pass. It was just fantastic. Kim, I must share these things because they mean a lot to me. These are things that you can't share. It only means something to me. But as we got up to the back dock towards the back of the big arena, it's the big arena in Omaha, and there's Kim coming out looking and seeing us coming, and she's all excited and sees that I'm with Celeste. She's hugging Celeste, and Ralph, the drummer, who again was way cool, was with her. She said to me, if Celeste brought you here, that means you're the person in Omaha that we need to meet. That's what she said. Oh, just, it was so cool. And took me back to the bus. I hung out on the bus for a while with her and Ralph, and heard all these stories and talked, and they asked me about me. And Ralph Rolls, the drummer who's been with him for 12 years, has played with everyone from Najee to James White and the Blacks. Now, I did, once I met him and we hung out, and then I came back later, I had a chance to look him up on Discogs. So when I went back and started to talk about, I looked you up and I have this with you on it, he just, James White and the Blacks, whoa, because everyone wants to talk about, his hit making, with Chic and High Five. I like the way he played the drums on that. A bunch of hits, it turns out. Really nice man. But he lit up, and we started talking about the New York underground scene, and he asked me, about the Bush Tetras? And I said, oh, hell yes. I said, you played with the Bush Tetras? He said, no, we used to do a lot of shows with them, just unforgettable times, great times. And he told me the story how he hooked up with James Chance, but I forget it already. Very exciting. Got to hang out with the whole band pretty much before the show. I didn't meet Niall until after the show. But Kim treated us like royalty. She gave Celeste and I, not backstage passes, but band passes. I had to give it back at the end of the night, but she gave us passes as though we were members of the band. I took a picture of it. I knew I'd have to give it back. It wasn't a guest pass. It was I had full access. So I was backstage in Cher's area too, and once I was cool with the entourage and all of her people in security, it was obvious that I was cool. So if I wanted to wait all night, I could have met Cher. I did get to be in her area backstage. It was huge, dozens of rooms for the dancers and the entourage and everything. Her show was Real Las Vegas. But Chic was amazing. I did not expect to be moved by the music. I liked their music, but really, frankly, I assumed it was just going to be like, you're going to see a good band play some punk. They played it for real. They gave it grit and heart. And also, I appreciate this. Kim knew she was singing for friends. She sang her ass off. She found me in the audience, pointed at me, waved to me, came over and sang to me. I love shit like that. Then she points out to Niall. He comes over and plays to me while they're on stage. All these things mean so much. Yes, they do. They really do. So when they were done, I went backstage and I waited patiently for Niall to get change and cool down. And by the time that happened, I was the only person other than the band backstage. So I got to meet Niall and hang out. And it was like I thought. He is a musical brother. He's a living legend. He's a genius. He does have a true sense of himself, but his feet are still on the ground. And I love that I only had to say a couple things, and he recognized me as a peer. Oh, it means so much to me, guys. It does. It does. So that's another blessing to share with you, you know. And I had on the Faust shirt, you know, and Ralph Rowley, the drummer, he knew who Faust was. Big smile. It's, you know, it's like, it's wonderful to meet people in your same circle of mentality where music is number one. So Celeste, I'm going to thank you on camera. I'm going to encourage you to watch this because you made a young man very happy. It was so awesome to get to go backstage and hang out and not get the usual treatment, but to be invited into the inner circle. You know, it was very nice. I was hanging out with the musicians while they were undressing and getting ready to take showers. And I told them, it's like, just tell me if I'm in your space. I will leave. And the bass player, you're one of us. Damn. I love shit like that. That's what I want to share. I was thinking there's more. There's always more, you know. Cher's show was good. It was Las Vegas. I mean, but the thing about it is it's fully multimedia, and they pull out all the stops. They know that people are getting high and drinking, and so it's very 3D, very visual. Stage was huge with lots of props and dancers, and I don't know how many, 6, 7, 8 costume changes. She did a long monologue after the first number. Almost 15 minutes she did a monologue. And I appreciated it because the woman, and she told it, you know, and she built up to telling us her actual age. She's 73, and it just makes your jaw drop because she you know, she still got her body. You could see that she had on a lot of makeup. But her legs and that ass, 73, are you kidding me? And that's what she said at the end of her monologue, you know. Said, I want to encourage young girls to see, you know, go for your dreams, and all you other old ladies, get out there and kick some ass. That was fun. So I'm very appreciative that I got to see the living legend Cher. Okay? And like I said, had I been willing to wait almost all night, I could have met her. I could have gone into her dressing room. And that's pretty cool because there were hardly any people backstage other than crew. Hardly any people appeared to have backstage passes while I was around that were not part of the production. I love shit like that. So I just want to share that with you people. And I'm going to see you soon, all right? There's always more to share, more to say, and I forget. Someone asked me, do you keep records that you don't like? Yes, if they're part of a collection of an artist that I respect and is important to me. There were years ago, I would purge those records after a while, and then years later I would regret it, saying, I really just like having this artist's collection. There's records associated with Genesis, solo records that I don't like too much, but I have them. And there's others like that. But so I've been on here for years, and there's probably records I've had for decades that I still haven't shown for some reason or another. I don't know if I'll ever show every record I own. I never endeavored to do that. I'll think about what to show next. Some things that I have not shown that I've had for a long time. Okay?